Salutations everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Fallen London. I'm your host, BrainBoy20, and when we had last left off, we were at the Salt Lions. And now we are back at London. In the intervene, you had missed me losing a sailor to the White Bat random event. You had also missed me fighting off a pirate steam pinnace, which gave me 2 extra fuel, which I didn't need it. I was able to make it back in the meantime, but I thought, a journey like that could only be boring. And I gained back that crew by stopping at Demino's gate and taking that random event. Now, we have a message to collect from the Harbour Master. Oh, and last time on Fallen London, we had searched out and set out to try to find Gator's Morn, so we can complete that damned Admiralty quest. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that, but we found literally everything else. And now we're back in London. Let's see what they have for us. Collect messages from the Harbour Master. All the clatter and song of the dockside, it soothes the soul. Are there messages for you? What's this? Let's see. That's all for now. You now have won another day of free evening, something has changed underneath, and someone wants to sign on. Alarming Scholar, we have a memory of a distant shore, we have a Zees story. Because I picked that up from the... let me show you on the map really quick. Right here is one of the lightships, and if you take a bit of news to them, they will actually give you a Z story in addition to some fuel. So, we might be able to actually go on with our father's bones, because all we needed was not a vision of the surface, it was a Z story. So, without further ado, let's speak with Mr. Huffam. He wants news to cover his cost and risks. Frankly, his price is not high, if the Master of the Bazaar are really involved, but Huffam is a generous soul. You should at least pay for the coffee. Another coffee at Caligula's. This time, Huffam is waiting in a shadowed nook by the kitchen, half hidden beneath a pile of manuscripts. Your father, he whispers, was surrendered to the postal service. Yes, it's undignified. Although the postmen of London are honorific and tenacious, the package should have found its way back to the bazaar. But something went wrong. He leans forward. The package is in Nuncio. Nuncio! The island where postmen go when they have seen too much. The island of letters not only dead, but buried. Nuncio. The Master's ally addressed the package, Huffam adds, to a Mr. Voluminius, but at the wrong door. He is already gathering his manuscripts to go. Good luck, and one piece of advice. Be courteous to the powers of the deep sea. You never know when you might benefit. Find Nuncio somewhere in the central or eastern undersea to continue. Well, we already found that, courtesy of reaching the Khanate. Merchant Venturer. An urchin tugs your sleeve. Governor wants a word. A brooding figure waits at the lamplight's edge. Speak to the Merchant Venturer. I have need of a reliable agent. Failing that, an inventive one. Here are my requirements. An opportunity for profit. He has very specific needs, but he'll pay much better than market rates, and he won't ask how you came by these things. So what does he need? Something romantic. They publish this stuff in the Khanate to the east, but they don't trade readily. And there's a customs duty on love stories. Still, I'll pay 1,000 echoes for 7. Something romantic. Wait, what? Oh, romantic literature, which is the same thing as approved romantic literature. Something silky. I'll offer you a better price than you'll get in Wolfstack. Much better. 1,500 echoes for the lot. You'll find silk in Saviour's Rock, far to the east, or in the Khanate, near the Zee's heart. We can visit Clatherman's tattoo parlor. You're a real sailor now, after all. You can go to one of those tobacco and prey places by the dock, but the prices at Clathermon's are reasonable, and his daughters are real artists. But what design will you choose? The Dauntless Hand. Commemorate your daring. This will increase your iron by 2 permanently and cure up to 25 points of terror. Wheel of Mists. Increase my veils by 2 permanently and cure up to 25 points of terror. Unflinching Eye. Mirrors by 2. Hearts by 2 for the Splendor. The Gambit, giving me 2 pages. And remain unblemished. I'll take the Dauntless Hand. Mostly because I need more iron. I want more iron. I've lost a single echo. And gained the 2 terror. A new you. The Gold Needle pricks. Lily Clathermont hums. The design is complete. Scales, mapping your fingers like a gauntlet. Wear it proudly. Now, what else do I have for me? So far I've got port reports to submit. Oh, that's right, we picked up the great game. Well, we'll first submit our port reports. First things first, starting on Demeter's Gate. We have been there, and I'd like a bit of fuel, please. Oh, wait. Before I forget, we have some Sphinx stone to drop off. Special constables, black uniforms, distinctive caps, the badge of the Ministry of Public Decency. Wait with a cart. Sign. Here's the receipt. Here's a discretion contact. Here's a penalty contract. Your vision is blurred by the end of it all. The cart rumbles off into the coiled fog. Here's your reward. 500 echoes, including 300 echoes from the Sphinx stone. I can speak today, I promise you. We made a 300 echo profit off of doing this, which is usually very, very good, and in fact puts us in a position where, if I want to, I can attempt to purchase the bigger ship, but I have the feeling that I'm going to need a few more echoes than that to get it started. Properly, at least. We have a new recruit. We might as well visit that one first as well. Ah, yes! The genial magician and the tireless mechanic. Someone wishes to sign on. Engage an officer, the genial magician. Good afternoon, my lord. Perhaps I can do your engine some good. No, I'm quite the engineer. Difficult to credit, isn't it? But here are my references. I'm probably going to grab the tireless mechanic. We know who this gentleman is already, and I'd like the fuel efficiency in the long run. Afternoon, ready to offer my services. I'm an engineer. Finest you'll ever hire. Treat engines like my own children. Not that I have children. Too busy. Usually busy. Welcome aboard. Spot of rust, soon seat that. You there, help me with the spot of rust. And before I do anything else, I would really like this officer. And we have our chief engineer. And now let's carouse the Wolfstack docks for 10 echoes. Again, recent news. Sea shanties find food in the warmth of a pub fire. And something more. That night in Wolfstack, you find yourself sharing a table with someone whose name you do not recall afterwards. Your only love is the zee. You'll take comfort where you find it, but that is all. Or the likely lass. Don't think I came down to the docks just to see you. I've got business here. But, all right, it did cross my mind that you might drop by. A few hours together. Shared some warmth, new memories. It's hard to say goodbye this time. And we could hire on more crew, but I want to keep my crew empty so I don't get Salt's curse again. And with my hull the way it is, I'm going to avoid repairing it as of yet. There are better ways to get some free repairs. Anyway, to the Admiralty. We need to submit a few more port reports first and foremost. Quaker's Haven. Been trying the original rubbery lumps? Yes, we have. And gained a fuel. Cumane Canal? Well, if you've been there, I suppose we may as well hear about it. The fee is nominal, though. Not really that helpful. Salt Lions. The Bazaar's always taken an interest in that place. And we've gained another favor's Admiralty. We've surveyed the Salt Lions, and we no longer have any port report of the Salt Lions, bringing our total back up to normal. And have a decent amount of fuel, but Mr. Admiral, I do have to submit some interesting information. We'll speak of the moves in the great game. Let's whisper something into his ear. He has you repeat it all twice. He doesn't take notes. It's a little beyond me, he tells you. But I have a friend in the palace who'll be interested. Very interested. Thank you. Your fee. So bleeding close. We could ask with subsistence, such as some more fuel, but I've got more than enough funding to support this. So let's return to the docks. And start shopping. What we definitely need is a bit more fuel than before. 15 fuel, 15 supplies. We'll go a little bit higher on fuel because fuel runs out faster than supplies in almost every single case. Being near full, it is almost time for us to shove off once again. I just need to make sure we actually have everything that we could possibly get. I can give you a memory of a distant shore, or an extraordinary implication, but I think I'm going to hold on to those for now. You never know in the undersea when you might need them. And with that, I guess we will shove off again to Nuncio. No, I guess I'm going to have to continue to try to find Gator's Mourn. The only other location I could think of is if I head north of the Salt Lions. So I'm basically going to be going through Hunter's Keep, going to stop off at Pigmoat Isle, and then just start exploring this region. So let us shove off once more. With a new little bit of fuel efficiency in addition to some more veils, making it so we can actually hide ourselves more often. We're turning out to have a really stealth-boosting crew as opposed to pages or hearts. And an unexpected letter. Who sent it and what does it say? Your sweetheart. Return to London as soon as you may, your sweetheart says. You are a father. Your sweetheart. A surprise for you. On your next return to London, I have taken in a foundling. You. When I next return to London, I will bring an additional recruit. Your child. Well then, I believe we would have sired this one. A new life, go quickly. You have a child, return to London to look after them, and they may become a scion, allowing you to take 2 legacies. Well, that's for much, much later. Right now we have to go, our only love is the Zee, and hopefully not a burning Hunter's Keep. Well, I think I've got the hearts to be able to actually manage Hunter's Keep this time around, should everything get set ablaze. At least I hope that's the case. We should be stopping there in just a moment. Come now. Alright, they're not receiving any visitors right now, so I might as well just retconnaire the Isle, get another port, and then just leave. And we're just going to be cutting straight through the bony reef and seeing what we can find. I care not, for most of the things that we can encounter won't murder me outright, but a few things are troubling, to say the least. And we finally get a little bit of music to remove this drudgery. Although I doubt we're going to have any encounters now. I had tons of encounters on the way back home. What was it? I was being chased by a chili fluer for about half my journey. We're in the snares now. It was like chased by a jelly fluer for half the journey. Then that was changed once again to being chased by a pirate pinnace, like a pirate steamboat, not pinnace, mind you, the freaking 80 health thing that would deal tons of damage per hit. And then it got changed again to a pirate steam pinnace, which managed to hit me once because I couldn't one-shot it yet. Speaking of which, how's my cannon doing? Okay, it hit its maximum damage, and let's avoid this. Of course, I'm not going to go to the maelstrom. I was just seeing if it would actually light itself up. That is... I don't know what those do, and I don't feel like encountering one just yet. And Crab Cake Isle. I don't want to imagine what a crab cake actually tastes like. I like crab by itself, but like mixed with anything else? Oh great, we're fighting a jelly fluer. Well, hopefully we can 3-shot the thing. Here, we're gonna get 2 shots off before it gets 1 off. And it's gonna hit us twice. Unless I can get 1 more shot off just now. Good. Let's get some supplies together. Let it disperse. Yeah, we'll let it disperse this once. A face? From above, the jelly fluer's cap does look like a little does look a little like a woman's face. She dissolves like smeared paint. Also, we don't need to see our officers anymore. We know them all too well. Now, who else happens to be in this region? No islands within range. Alright, to Pigmoat Isle it is then. Might as well take a small visit here. Sad that they have no need of skin to lack back at home. It was just spider silk and love stories, which all require the carnage, which I need to figure out how to get the carnage to actually enjoy me. Hail Caviar! Beneath most adorable nations scurries around your legs. Skin-like harvesters drag heavy bags of the island's bounty to their silos. Industrious rodents work hard on towering edifices, some of them almost neck-high. Monitors will never believe a bloody word of this. And perhaps we can help Caviar resolve a dilemma. An aide runs over. Hairless advisor, you return to us. Praise the tide, we need your wisdom once again. The aide takes you to the coast, where the huts still smolder from the last pirate attack. These beastly raiders keep coming for our precious skintalak, it squeaks, shaking a paw in impotent furry rage. How can we protect our shores, hairless advisor? 50%. We can suggest they raise conscription. How much do they have joy? Might is 1. Oh, 5. But Pigmoat's spirit is 6. The best way to succeed is definitely to attack them directly, but I don't have the skill to pull that off, and I can't back out of this without losing it forever. Accepting the losses does not seem like a brilliant plan, especially for me. Let's do this. Defeat. Pigmoat sends its best soldiers against the pirates. Only one returns on a silver platter coated in honey glaze. No! Why did Pigmoat Isle might fail a challenge? Almost 2 Pigmoat Isle. Wow. That's just... no. I mean, their might being so low means I could attempt to steal the lady's eye, but I don't feel like taking that just yet. Purchasing the skintalak? Let's not attempt it. But we will compile a port report. Captain Whiskers, the Admiralty calls you. So you've heard. At least they pay to laugh at your reports. Yeah. Well, that was disappointing. I didn't realize it was based off of their might, not off of my iron skill. Or maybe they would actually just lose in that regard regardless. Anyway, excuse me. I know I shouldn't eat on camera, but the sour jelly worms I got are too delicious. Anyway, Wolf Rift. There it is. I know it's ending the episode. We found Station 3, beginning that storylet once again. Depot A and Station 3. Now, what is this light? Because I'd like to see it. Westergren's Fire. Which means that I think the nunnery must be nearby as well, if they're at Station 3. Or at least Shepherd's Isle. I'll have it marked down on the map, at least. Station 3. We may infer Station 1 and a Station 2. We may conjecture a Station 4. Machinery hums behind high steel walls. Up the hill, there are visible outlines of warehouses and a building with a spire, but the lamps are low where they burn at all, and your ship the only one in harbor. Train my telescope on shore. Might be best to get a look from a distance. And we could search for signs of visitors, but I highly doubt we'll ever find them. You stand on the high point of your ship and look to shore. There is a steepled building on the horizon, by far the largest thing in sight. No cross marks at the top of it, nor any other symbols you recognize. Search for signs of other visitors. It never hurts to know what you are up against. No evidence. You walk the quays looking for any little sign that might show what sorts of ships dock here, and what they deliver, but you find nothing conclusive, not even so much as a smear of pitch or a damp footprint. If any ship but yours has been tied up here in the recent days, it has left no evidence. I guess we shall deliver a long box. The only way past the walls is an unimposing but sturdy-looking triple-locked gate, silvery metal. A sign beside it reads, "Deliveries." The gate stands open. Make a delivery. There is a cargo in the hold marked for this destination. A long, low, heavy box. It'll be fun getting it up the stairs, no doubt. Up a twisting staircase. There's a great deal of grumbling from the crew. The stairs are sharp-edged and wet, the box is heavy, and its contents inclined to shift. After a few slips and bad bruise to the shin, you resort to placing crew members along the stairs and handing the box along. There is a warehouse at the top of the stairs, but it is not apparently your destination. Another sign points along the narrow path towards the building with a spire. "Deliveries," it says, more aggressively this time. Someone in the spired building is singing. The song sets your teeth on edge. I mean, I could just drop it off there. And we could try our iron just to carry the box in. You have a long heavy box, a winding path ahead that runs perhaps a quarter-mile through the mist, a crew that is beginning to mutter about having to do landlubber work. There's a warehouse just to your right, but the sign says deliveries are to be taken onward. Says it rather emphatically, as a matter of fact. If we could send ahead to the building for extra hands, break into the warehouse and leave the box. But I think we'll try to carry the box onto the building with the spire. We failed one, we're probably going to fail this one, but going the extra different distance might mean you can charge more for my efforts. Delivery profoundly not included. The path is slippery and lined with mushrooms. You and your crew struggle with the boxes, but they get lumpier and more awkward. The mist gets into your clothes. The building with the spire looks further away now than it did when you started on the path. Gained a terror. One of the shadows moves. An austere acolyte steps into the light. She's covered head to foot in protective black, her fingers thickly gloved and goggles perched on the top of her head. It's plain she's unimpressed by what she's seen of you so far. "Deliveries go up this path," she says, nodding towards the steeple building. "Apologies for the form of your meeting. Who knows, she may be responsible for paying the delivery charges." You offer an apology. She listens, but indifferently. You're very nearly sure she is humming something faintly while you talk to her. Not much later, you are standing in the mist watching a parade of claymen. They hoist the boxes on their shoulders and march away, surprisingly quiet, towards the building with the steeple. An austere acolyte leads them, her lamp swinging on the chain. "Follow because you haven't been paid yet? These folks seem disorganized. Who's to say they'll remember to bring you payment? Follow because you're curious. The shipment would appear to be something other than provisions in the ordinary sense. And follow because the singing has got into your bones. The austere acolyte sings all the time when she is not speaking. The words of the song bother and fascinate and compel." Fever dreams. You walk close enough to the acolyte to hear the next verse. It concerns the smell of hot brick, the chime of ashes falling on the grate, and the pleasure of braiding pokers together on a winter's night when there is nothing else to do. At least, you think that's what it means. When you go back over the words in your head, you're not sure they even make that much sense. The austere acolyte directs the arrangement of the long box in the room under the steeple. There are many other boxes there already, stacked in rows, 3 or 4 times as many as you had brought. In another corner of the room is a pile of wood from previous boxes already emptied and dismantled. Singing to herself about a mountain upholstered in velvet, she takes a crowbar to the box. The corpse inside is permanently dead, in a way that the dead of London often are not. Not a drowning, not a tomb colonist, but not coming back either. It looks pale and ordinary, except for the slight distension of the skin over the breastbone. Gently the acolyte presses there and nods, singing about tulips embroidered with yellow floss. She lifts the body onto a marble slab. Without pausing her lyrics, she prepares a scalpel. Your presence does not seem to bother her. Yeah, of course, I would like to watch with medical interest, but I'm not entirely certain I can succeed. I've been failing everything up until this point. I don't remember what any of these options do, so I'm just going to watch with medical interest. I think I tried this last time and failed miserably regardless. Excellent precision. The austere acolyte makes an incision over the distended party of the body, laying bare a heart-sized sphere of silver metal. It has grown there, apparently over many years, because the ribs of the corpse have curved around it without cracking. She has to break 2 of the ribs now to take out the ball. Behind it, the heart is intact, but bloodless. Its color a milky gray. She notices you watching, and halts her song just long enough to say, "They do not always grow in the same place, but over the heart is the most common." With a giant nutcracker, she cracks the sphere, another sphere inside that, and another. Finally, in the center, she comes to something heavy, small, and black. She lifts it out with tongs and looks at it through her goggles. The song falters, but she manages to keep humming, though the words are lost. She puts the black and heavy thing into a jar marked with the words of the correspondence. She closes the jar and seals it with red wax. Finally, when the corpse is removed again and the marble slab wiped clean, she comes to pay you. Though she doesn't offer any further comment, she seems pleased by your careful attention during the autopsy, and almost smiles when she makes her payment. "A pleasure," she says. "Return another day. I may have something else for you." We've gained some of the acolyte's favor, although not as much as I think as I started off with last time. I've lost a soothing copper long box, gained a bit more in the trading of the box's quality, and we've gained a little secret for the success of the Hearts Challenge. And with that, I think I'll end this episode here in Station 3. Hope you've all enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy20 with Let's Play Sunless Sea, and I am signing off. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, or subscribe, for it helps out a great deal, and I hope to see you all next time. Farewell.